Today we're here with Maggie and Eva Hussain, and we're going to be discussing the benefits of European citizenship. Over to you, Eva.
Thank you, Stephanie. Maggie, I believe tomorrow is the first day of summer. So we call this series the summer series, even though it's not summer anywhere other than Australia. So welcome to our session this morning.
Welcome. Thank you.
All right. And your job at Polaron is to guide people through their citizenship journey with us, essentially. What is EU citizenship?
Well, EU citizenship, so every EU member state, all of their citizens will be automatically considered as EU citizens, which essentially means they all are having access to all 27 countries. They're having full residential, working, education rights, access to medical services. So they also having the national citizenship, a part of that, they are part of that union.
Right. So let's imagine that I am a Polish citizen, which I am. I also have what's called EU citizenship, meaning that European Union is a union of 27 countries. After Brexit, there used to be 28, now there's 27. And for me to be an EU citizen, I need to be a Polish citizen or a German citizen or a Slovak citizenship or citizen or whatever that might be, right?
Correct, yes. So you just get your one national citizenship and then you're automatically becoming a citizen of the European Union, which is visible on your passport as well, for example, Polish passport.
Right. I was going to say that when you look at EU member country passport, it does say EU citizenship. And this is a question that often comes up. And that's why I started off with this one, Maggie, because people say, no, there's no such thing as EU citizenship. Yes, there is. All right, but what are the benefits once you are a EU citizen? What kind of things you get? You mentioned a few earlier, but could you give us a quick summary?
Yeah, sure. So I would say that there are two different things which really people looking into when getting EU citizenship. So you have that sentimental value and the practical side of the Polish passport or the European passport. Sentimental value is, of course, reconnecting with your heritage or looking for your own identity, reconnecting with your family history, finding out new things. And then practical value, there will be the access to 27 countries. You can go study, you can pass that citizenship to your descendants, to your grandchildren, to your children, and they will have a bigger options in terms of choosing where they want to live, where they want to get the education or they want to work in. If you're thinking about retirement as well, it's a good option because you can go, for example, to Spain with Polish passport and you can decide for retirement there.
Yeah, and Maggie, you're a much loved staff member and someone that people rely on this information. You've been with Polaron for like 2.5 years now, I think.
Yes,
maybe
correct.
Just a bit longer. So you're very knowledgeable, and in fact, in your job title, you have senior specialist. But tell me, what does it mean? So often you start, the journey of a client starts off with them sharing a lot of very personal information, not just about themselves, but their ancestors. And you are so good at handling all of that respectfully and also guiding people through their journey. But what does it mean to get Polish citizenship once people get it? So, because you've been with us for 2.5 years, you hear of people being successful, right? So those ones that you start off with. So have you heard anyone telling you what it meant to them once they went through?
Yes, actually, quite recently I had a big family from South Africa, which they all got their citizenship. They have all of those plans of moving to Poland. Actually, I was speaking with them a little bit because obviously I was born in Poland, so I was recommending them some places to go to. It was amazing to see that you have that big family. I think there was about 8 people there, and they were so extremely happy about that opportunity given to them, that they can go and they have the freedom, they don't have restrictions, visas, but also they were very, very strong about the sentimental value. So reconnecting a little bit more with the heritage, that they were in a way a bit lost in their own identity, and having that Polish passport, the citizenship, it felt really good to them.
Yeah, I can just imagine, because really a lot of people start off with thinking, I better get a second passport. You know, the world's such a strange place at the moment, but they end up with something completely different to what they ever thought they were buying. And that is a piece of their identity. So I think because you deal with family information and history, you would be quite aware that a lot of the time that information is missing from when people start. So what happens to people, like you kind of turn people Polish, right? Is that the way?
Yes, definitely. They might not necessarily have too much interest before they will sign up to process. But because you're in a way making them excited, or we'll find that information about your family because we need that for the process, they reading a little bit more about Polish culture, traditions, and very often they say, I have to try dumplings, or I want to try sausages and that kind of stuff. So I can see within that time they're getting more and more interested in that. And it is really good to see because it is their heritage. That's where their ancestors were from. So it's nice to see.
Right. And they have a very, very good guide in you, you know, because some of it is very exciting. Some of it is very boring because it's to do with admin, with paperwork, with bureaucracy. But you also have a degree in history, Maggie. And is that helpful to your job?
Oh, yes, it is extremely helpful. I feel very privileged that I have an opportunity to speak with all those people, which for a historian, I would say it is a real treasure to speak with people which experience, for example, Second World War, all of that immigration during communist times. So I can get information firsthand. And I must say that I learned a lot during those almost 3 years working at Polaron. I learned a lot of things which I didn't know because you're getting that different perspective, how they felt about some situation. So those are not just a straight or very blunt facts. Those are things with emotions as well.
Right, better for people. Mm-hmm.
Yes, so brilliant.
Okay, Maggie, our time is nearly up. However, I wanted to ask you for 3 things that you can tell people that are watching you about why they should pursue your policyship and why they should speak to you.
They should speak to me because I will make them very excited about process, and because I am Polish, so I can teach them a little bit more. I can tell them what that will mean for them and their ancestors and their descendants as well. So that's the first reason. The second one, I think many people, and I personally would do that as well, for my children, for my grandchildren, to pass the citizenship on to them. Like you said, Eva, world is today a little crazy place, so it's better to have more options rather than less. And the third one, well, Europe is such a beautiful and such a place of culture, so just going to visit, but for a retirement, that would be the best, or that's something which I'm thinking about. So yeah, let's stay in Australia, let's do work here, but then coming back to Europe, like living in Spain, Italy, all of that architecture, that kind of stuff. Of course, everyone will have different reasons, but that would be mine, I guess.
Right, okay. Thank you for sharing all of that with us, and I think you are a great advocate for Poland and for our work. So I wanted to thank you for being with us today. And look, anyone has any questions, Maggie is your person to speak to. She will not only explain the process to you, but get you excited. As you can see, she's a very happy person, so she's made me happy this morning as well. Thank you, Maggie, for your time.
That's my pleasure. Thank you so much, Eva.